I think they're going to leave it to the Russians to pound the hell out of Ukraine. Iran can focus on its own, area of responsibility right now.
Exactly. And they're in perfect cooperation right now.
Yeah,
I could argue that. And every time, 24/7, talking to each other. What would we? Because the Caspian Sea, Larry, is there? Today I was watching the General Wesley Clark in a video on CNN. He said we have to go beyond what's going on in the Persian Gulf. We have to put blockade all over Iran, 100%.
how does he do that? Did he explain how he's going to do that?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
Don't ask me. It makes no damn sense. He's going to close down. How is he going to close down Iran's border with Russia? Try to get Armenia and Azerbaijan to interfere? They'll get wiped out. Armenia is too damn small anyway, 3 million people. Azerbaijan's just 10 million. If they try to start interfering in that way, they're going to make themselves a target. And look, Tajikistan, Pakistan, that's not going to happen. So it's sad to see somebody like Clark say just such ignorant, stupid things.
And he knows the region, by the way. He was in the region. He knows the region. And I assume...
By the way, let's separate those. He's been in the region. I'm not sure he learned a damn thing. You're being generous saying that he knows the region. No, he's visited the region. Does he know it? Doesn't sound like it.
Israeli Prime Minister Larry on Khan News reported that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu told ministers during a cabinet meeting that the United States had presented demands for a broad Israeli withdrawal from Gaza, Syria, Lebanon. And it says that Netanyahu said that he would reject the proposed demands, telling ministers that he intended to tell them no, signaling his opposition to any large-scale Israeli pullback from the three fronts. The three fronts are basically in Gaza, in Palestine, in Lebanon, and in Syria. I assume if the reports are somehow telling us the reality, do you see anything of that sort happening during the meeting between the two, Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu?
No, I mean, Netanyahu's going to try to press him to renew the attacks on Iran, and I think Trump's going to tell Netanyahu, we can't. We don't have the resources to do it.
I think the question is right now for Donald Trump, talking with Benjamin Netanyahu, asking him, what else do you want me to do for you? What is that? What does he want from this war? Attacking Iran? Okay, I'm going to continue attacking Iran in southern part, in the western part. How is that going to benefit Benjamin Netanyahu?
It doesn't. I mean, what Netanyahu wants is the change of the regime, and he's not going to get it. He may hope that Trump can renew the attack. I think that Trump's going to, let him know, hey, we got limited assets right now. Now, that's not to say that after that meeting, Trump's going to, find another excuse to go after and attack Iran, and then, again, we'll a week, by Wednesday or Thursday of this week, we'll be back with full-blown tit for tats again.
I assume that would happen, Larry. Here is what Donald Trump posted. Again, a strike on Hark Island. And it seems that
he's got a fantasy picture.
Is he preparing? Is he, I don't know if he's still receiving the information that he's going to go there and he's going to, because is it part of propaganda? And
I think it could be all of the above.
Here is the other one. It's our oil tanker now. Isn't that amazing, Larry? He's the president of the United States doing this.
Yeah. I'm just sitting here looking to see. He hasn't done too much. Those are earlier today. I'm just looking at his posts over the last 32 minutes. It's all about, building up Trump's ego. Trump's America. Trump is back. America is back and trusted and guardian of the world. So he's got the last one was 42 minutes ago. Goodbye engine room, blowing up an Iranian tanker.
Yeah.
And then we got guardian angels of the world, bomb, F-35s, and other aircraft, B-1 bombers, dropping charges on Iran. Then, like you said, guardians of the world.
There's, General Wesley Clark today said in the new video, he was contradicting himself, because you remember 4 days ago he said that the only way to achieve the victory is the occupation, the ground operation. And today he said that that's not an option for the United States anymore. That's why he came out with the argument, the blockade, all over the country.
He finally got the memo.
Yeah. Netanyahu says that Saudi Arabia will receive a civilian nuclear program in exchange for normalizing relations with Israel. The guy is just said it.
They're not going to get one. And if they get one, it's going to be 10 years minimum. But they have to, according to Trump, they have to sign up to the Abraham Accord before they get a nuclear reactor. And candidly, the United States has only built 2 in the last 30 years. Not exactly a country with great expertise in this. We've had expertise in the nuclear field in general, but the actual nuts and bolts of building reactors and getting it up and running, we've got very little experience with that.
The nuclear plant in the UAE was built by South Koreans, and it wasn't the United States building that. It seems that the United States doesn't have the capabilities to build a nuclear power plant right now for Saudi Arabia.
It's built 2 in the last 30 years. Okay, 2.
Yeah, in the United States.
Yes.
Out.
We haven't built any outside the United States. That's my point. Hell, we can't even build them here in a timely fashion.
And they have to be there. If you're building a new power plant, as it is right now with the Iranian nuclear power plant in Bushehr, you have to have Russian experts there.
Right. Yeah. That's the point. That's why China and Russia are the 2 of the leading countries in building nuclear reactors.
But they had an offer from Iranians. You remember before, the assassination of the supreme leader of Iran, he offered Saudi Arabia, if you want to have a nuclear power plant, we're going to help you to do that. We can cooperate with the case of nuclear. That's an option for Saudi Arabia. I don't know if they're serious. They're talking about it. They don't need to normalize the relationship with Israel, or
working with Russia, China, North Korea, Hell, even France makes more sense of working with the United States.
Is I think the main objective is to have the capabilities. Just having the capabilities, what does that mean? It doesn't mean that you're going to have the enrichment on your soil, as Donald Trump said that. You're not going to be the capabilities to produce or to be, as they call it, the threshold states like Brazil, like Japan, like Iran. These countries have the capabilities to produce nuclear weapons, but they didn't produce them, the weapons. That's
Right.
not going to bring Saudi Arabia that sort of leverage.
Well, right now, true. I mean, look, we're talking fantasy. I don't even know why we're wasting our time. Nothing concrete is going to happen over this within the next 5 years. So we might as well be talking about golden butterflies flying out of a horse's ass. Just as likely to happen.
Yeah. So there are two ways, Larry, right now. One of them is the tit for tat, the continuation, which as you've mentioned, you suppose that the United States is going to get back to the war. They're going to hit Iran hard next week.
Well, that's still on the table right now. We're not seeing the behind the scenes action that would indicate that's getting ready to happen or happen anytime soon. Not to say that can't get turned on and they'll go decide to do it again. I mean, this on again, off again, on again, off again with Trump. We're at war. We're not at war. We're talking. We're not talking. Iran's coming to the table. Iran's obliterated. They don't have any military force left. He can't keep his story straight. So you get a different lie a week. 1 minute is, yeah, we're all about opening the Strait of Hormuz. By God, we care a whole lot. That's why Central Command announced for the first 13 days that our mission was to degrade Iran's capabilities to launch missiles into the Strait of Hormuz and to open the Strait of Hormuz. That's our job. And then Trump turns around and says, "Oh, no. We don't care about Strait of Hormuz. What we care about are nukes. Is Iran getting a nuke? That's what we care about." So then everyone turns around and says, "Oh, yeah, that's what we care about now, too." And then what happens if the aircraft carrier, um, if like one of the U.S. ships gets sunk, severely damaged? All of a sudden, we've gone from worrying about nuclear weapons. Now we're back to worrying about security in the Gulf. So it's just, he's back and forth like a ping pong ball.
Yeah. Do we have I don't know if we can understand the situation with Yemenis. I don't know if my understanding is that whatever happens, as it was promised by Iranians, that they're going to bring the case of Yemen in if there is any negotiations behind the scene. It seems to me that they're talking to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yemen cannot be ignored in any.
Who cannot be ignored?
Yemen and the siege on Yemen.
Yeah. Very true.
And Saudi Arabia today, there was so the Yemenis, they hit one of the drones, Saudi drones, which is basically a Turkish drone, Bayraktar, as they call it.
Yeah.
They hit that. It's a reconnaissance drone, just gathering information, and they hit that drone. It means that they were still thinking of fighting Yemenis and Ansarullah on the ground, because these reconnaissance drones are going there to get the information and then transferring those information to the forces on the ground to fight back, or maybe gathering information for the fighter jets of Saudi Arabia. But these are signs that Saudi Arabia is not backing down. They're going to continue the fight with Yemen.
Yeah, not really. I mean, the ground fighting is meaningless. That doesn't not going to change a damn thing strategically. And the Saudi forces, they don't have the power to invade the Houthi-held territory and subjugate them. And so if it gets to that point, if they actually start making some progress on the battlefield,